I'm Jackie Reid. Thanks for joining us for your Tuesday footy feed. We begin with breaking news. St Kilda veteran Stephen Milne has been charged with 4 counts of rape stemming from an incident that allegedly occurred in 2004. Victoria Police has confirmed the charges after an extensive review of the initial investigation. In a statement, a police spokesperson conceded it was unfortunate it had taken so many years for this case to progress, but said the decision to lay charges was made in accordance with the alleged victim's wishes. Milne is due to appear in court on July 5. Neil Craig says he has accepted responsibility for his part in Mark Neild's failure at the Demons. The Melbourne caretaker coach stepped up to the plate at a news conference this afternoon. Matt Thompson was there. Matt.
G'day, Jackie. Yeah, a really intriguing news conference from Neil Craig. He's first as interim Melbourne coach after Mark Neild's axing yesterday. He says the players are in shock and need a lot of care after the news. He also hasn't ruled himself out of taking on the position full-time, if indeed he's offered the opportunity to apply, which is really intriguing. A lot of people thought today that Neil Craig might rule himself out of the full-time job. And he also said that his philosophy as far as coaching goes isn't that too far off what Mark Neild's is. So whether or not he'd be able to make a difference as the full-time coach is something that also remains to be seen. Here's some of what Neil Craig had to say.
Yeah, well, based on what I just said, as in it will depend on what the club's looking for, and I guess, how I feel about sitting in the chair again for 11 weeks. You do reflect, could you have done it better, could you have done more, and in hindsight, you probably, you say, yeah, I could have done that a bit better, or I wish I'd done that.
Neil Craig speaking there. Now, for their part, the players actually trained indoors today on the tennis courts over at the National Tennis Centre here in the Olympic Park precinct. They have a big task ahead of them as they prepare to take on the Saints this weekend. Jackie?
Thanks, Matt. The sacking of Mark Neild has had implications across the league, with Brisbane Lions coach Michael VOSS admitting it's made him think about his own coaching mortality.
In those times you probably sit back and you get a chance to reflect on what your stint's been, whatever that looks like. But in terms of Mark himself, I don't think anyone's actually come into a job and received so much baptism of fire.
In better news, Lions young gun Sam Mays is this week's Rising Star nominee. Geelong recruit Hamish McIntosh has suffered a setback in his return from Achilles and knee problems. The ruckman had hoped to play in the VFL on Saturday, but this latest issue has put his comeback on hold.
Unfortunately, he's had this ankle irritation that's taking a bit for us to get on top of. We've tried a couple of different interventions, but he's still having a little bit of a niggle in that ankle.
Alan Christensen and Steve Johnson have recovered from their big collision and will be available this week against the Lions at the Gabba on Sunday. Luke Hodge will risk a one-match suspension at the tribunal tonight, opting to challenge his reprimand for this hit on Carlton's Lockie Henderson. The move could be strategic, with the Hawks keen to rid Hodge of his 93 carryover points. The skipper wasn't charged for the hit on Mark Murphy. And of course, we'll have more news from the tribunal throughout the night here on AFL.com.au. That's all for today's footy feed. I'm Jackie Reid. See you soon.